Hi everyone, so in this video, I'll be sharing my takeaways from the book The Psychology of Money, Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed and Happiness by Morgan Housel. So I picked up this book earlier this year, and after reading it, I really enjoyed the lessons that I take away from this book. It has changed my understanding and perspective about money, as well as how money plays a role in our lives. So let's just jump straight into the takeaways. The first takeaway I have is that wealth is what you don't see. Growing up in Singapore, I used to think that being rich means you must achieve the 5 C's. And these 5 C's stands for cash, credit card, car, condo, and country club. Although the last one, country club, might not be as relevant anymore, but these are some sort of indicators and yardsticks as to what it means to be rich. And as a child looking at adults going to work, I thought that the reason why they work so hard in their jobs, in their 9 to 5, was to achieve any of these 5 C's. But I realized that 5 C's and the likes of it are actually societal expectations that are set upon us to make us think that, if we don't achieve them, if we don't have a car, if we don't have a condo, and then all the other 5 C's, it means that we are not successful or we're not rich in life. That is a misconception because being wealthy doesn't mean that you have to achieve all these material goods. In fact, being wealthy lies in what we don't see, not what we actually see. It's not about these material goods and it's not about these 5 C's that we can observe from the outside. So those flashy cars that you see on Instagram or those branded bags that people post on Instagram, having all these things doesn't mean that the person is wealthy. And the reason is because there's a difference between wealth and money. Money is a tool to help you to accumulate wealth, and it shouldn't be spent on purchasing things. So what is wealth really, and how is it different from money? So quoting directly from Morgan Housel, he says that wealth is an option not yet taken to purchase something later. Its value lies in giving you options, flexibility and growth to one day purchase more stuff than you could right now. So having a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you are wealthy. Let me explain. Money is just a tool, a medium for exchange of goods. But being wealthy doesn't have the same definition. So according to a dictionary definition of wealth, it refers to an abundance of valuable possessions or money. Having a lot of money doesn't mean that you're wealthy. Just imagine someone who has a very high income coming in every month, but then again, the outflow is very high, the expenses are very high, and the savings rate is very low. So this person actually spends more than he earns. So wealth is about how you can survive and live above your means. In startup terms, it's something like your burn rate. So how long can you survive for with the current amount of money that you have in your bank? So quoting from Morgan Housel, he says that wealth is in fact what you don't see. It's the cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought, the renovations postponed, the clothes forgone, and the first class upgrade decline. It's the assets in your bank that haven't yet been converted to the stuff that you see. This has made me rethink about what money really means and the difference between wealth and money, because these are two really different things. And we should aim not to become rich, but rather to become wealthy, because becoming wealthy allows you to generate options. So the second takeaway I have is that we have to plan for things not going to plan. Just taking a look at what has happened to the world for the past 2 years, COVID has really changed our lives, and it was something that was rather unpredictable. So when we make plans about our income, our finances, and our stock market returns, we often make projections and project 10 years, 20 years, etc. But a plan is only useful if it is able to survive reality. So when making plans about your finances, it's important to have a margin of safety, or in other words, room for error. For example, instead of setting a very rigid and strict timeline as to how much you're going to spend by this certain age, you should have a flexible timeline that helps you to make up for some of the uncertainties that might happen. Because the more you need specific parts of your plan to be true, it means that you're actually living life on a hard tightrope, and the more fragile your life will become because there are a lot of uncertainties that are not taken into account. On this note, it's very important to have emergency savings and save up for the rainy days, because you never know when emergencies might happen. Emergency situations such as medical emergencies, hospitalization fees, etc. They are very expensive and they will set you back immensely if they are not taken care of. And the last and the most important takeaway I have is that money equals to freedom. Money's greatest intrinsic value is that it gives you the ability to control your time. Just imagine how powerful it is if you have the ability to control your time and no one else is in charge of dictating your schedule except for you. Having control of your time can play out in many different aspects of your life. It means having the ability to wait out for a good job offer before readily accepting the first job that was offered to you. It means being able to deal with medical emergencies without worrying how you're gonna fork up the money while, still maintaining your current lifestyle and supporting other aspects of your life. It means retiring when you want to and not when you need to. Studies have also shown that if you have a strong sense of control over your life, it is a very dependable way to measure your positive well-being. And being wealthy makes you happy because it allows you to control your time. If you compare the differences between wealth and money, you can really see how when you're spending money, you're actually foregoing a lot of things. You're foregoing the accumulation of wealth, which gives you control over your time, and this will also influence your well-being. As Morgan Housel says, wealth creates options and options creates happiness. So leaving you here with a parting question. How are you generating wealth and options in your life? Stay safe and I'll see you in the next video.